Firstly, for the introduction of mechanical stationery, a stationery engineer is a technically trained person who operates, troubleshoot and oversees industrial machinery and equipment that provide and utilize energy in various forms. Stationary engineers are responsible for the safe operation and maintenance of a wide range of equipment including boiler, steam turbine, gas turbine, pump, gas compressor, generator, motor, air conditioning system, and so on. Stationary engineers are trained in many areas, including mechanical, thermal, chemical, electrical, metallurgy, instrumentation, and a wide range of safety skills. They typically work in factories, office building, hospital, and power generation plant. The use of title stationary engineer predates other engineering designation and is not to be confused with professional engineer. A title typically given to design engineer in their given field. The job of today engineer have been greatly changed by computer and automation, as well as the replacement of steam engine on ship and train. Today, stationary engineers are required to be significantly more involved with the technical aspect of the job, as many plant and buildings are updated with increasingly more automated system of control valve and distributed control system. Okay, now I will talk about our mechanical stationery, that is pen. Okay, early pens such as red pen, quill pen, dip pens, and rolling pen had a small amount of ink or in a small void or cavity which had to be periodically recharged by dipping into an inkwell. But today, such pen fill only a small number of specialized users, such as in illustration and calligraphy. Red pen, quill pen, and dip pens we were used for writing have been replaced by ball pen, roller ball pens, fountain pens, and ceramic tip pens. Okay, for the evolution of pen, it started when a student in Paris, Romanian Petrache Ponaro, invented a fountain pen that used a quill as an ink. The French government then patented this in May 1827. Fountain pen then the production is increased across the French in the 1850. For the first patent of ball pen was issued on October 30, 1888 by John J. Loud. In 1833, Laszlo Biro, a Hungarian newspaper editor, with the help of his brother George, a chemist, began to design a new type of pen, including one of a tiny ball and a tip that was free to turn in a socket. In the 60s, the fiber of felt tip pen was invented by Yuki Hori of the Tokyo Stationery Company in Japan. Peppermint Flare was among the first felt tip pen to hit US market in the 60s, and it has been the leader ever since. Marker pen and highlighter, both similar to felt pen, have become popular in recent time. For the rollerball pens were introduced in the early of 70s. They use a mobile board and liquid ink to produce a smoother line. Technology advanced during the late 80s and 90s have improved the rollerball overall performance. Although the invention of typewriter and personal computer with the keyboard input method has offered another way to write, but the pen is still the main means of writing. Many people like to use expensive type and brand of pens, including fountain pens, and these are sometimes regarded as a status symbol.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Zafir Muhammad Azlan. I will present about objective. First, to draw component from a pen in AutoCAD. To assess evaluate students AutoCAD skill. Through precisely measure a component. Next, to learn how to use AutoCAD to draw pen component in 2D and 3D. And the last, to comprehend the operation of a pen. Next, scope. We begin the endeavor because we were interested in pen. We choose to make the core component of our project a pen. Since we learned how to use AutoCAD, we have been drawing this pen. We distributed each portion among all group members to fulfill our main aim of practicing AutoCAD abilities. Following that, we should divide our drawing into two sessions: orthographic drawing 2D and solid modeling 3D. To conquer our group's challenge and finish this work, we must meticulously measure the pen component. We appreciate this task despite its difficulty. Thank you.
So I'll present the type of pen in market. First, we get the calligraphy pen. Calligraphy is a type of writing that is considered to be an art form. This hand lettering style has been in use since ancient time. The Greek created many different types of lettering style, so that the calligraphy was also used widely in the Eastern world. Next, we got the skin pen. Skin pen, specially designed so the ink can be applied onto the skin. These pens are also known as the mist pen, a more technical term. This is because they are usually used by surgeons before surgery to mark the body for cosmetic or medical purpose. Next, we get the coin pen. Coin pen, like many calligraphy pen, are made with nib. The difference is that in coin pen there is no split in the nib. The nibs are larger, so you can write in larger letter. This pen can also be used to add decoration and border. Next, dip pen. Dip pen are designed with a metal nib and capillary channel. Their holder or handle is often made of wood. This pen doesn't have an ink reservoir and needs to be constantly dipped into an ink for use. Next, we got the fountain pen. Fountain pen, also called cartridge pen, they already have the ink inside of them. The fountain pen appeared it was an incredibly innovative design. This pen had no need to be dipped in ink. The ink is delivered through a nib from a reservoir through capillary action and gravity. The fountain pen nib isn't designed with moving parts, but rather deliver the ink through a thin slit onto the paper. Reservoirs for the fountain pen ink are usually refillable. However, in many cases, disposable ink cartridges are used.
For marker pen, medium-sized ones are often used for drawing or coloring. Larger types are called marker and are used to write on large surfaces like a chalkboard, whiteboard, and corrugate boards. Marker pen with bright but transparent inks and white tips are referred to as highlighter. They are often used by students and professionals to highlight text that has already been painted or whitened. Pens for temporary writing like on whiteboard are usually filled with non-permanent inks. Other markers are filled with permanent ink to write on boards or paper. Both permanent marker colors are perfect for marking boards, but you want to keep them away from the kids. Quills are usually made from the flight feather of large birds like geese. They were used before metallic pens like fountain pens and ballpoint pens emerged as the main instrument of writing. The key replaced the reed pen, since it was easier to hold, so in more ink and last longer. They were the most important writing tool in Western countries for a long time, especially between the 6th and 16th centuries. For multifunctional pen, many pens are designed with more than one purpose in mind. Some pens are made with a ballpoint pen on one end and a stylus on the other. Some other pens can also double as a clock, compass, eraser, and more. Some pens are even made with a multicolor option, which is great for drawing and doodling. Reed pens are Reed pens are made from cut bamboo or another type of reed. They have a slit on top with a narrow tip for writing. It isn't popularly used anymore. However, it was the main writing tool for ancient civilization, especially in ancient Egypt in the 4th century BCE. In modern times, some students in Pakistan and India are taught with reed pen on timer boards. This practice is known as takhti. Other than this, reed pen are used no more. This is the actual picture for selected project ballpoint pen. For general discussion of selected project, the first ballpoint pen was invented in 1888, but there were some problems with the design. Later, the design was improved in 1938 by Laszlo Biro. His design worked so well. The British Royal Air Force used his ballpoint pens while in combat during World War II. The first ballpoint pens on the market immediately caused a public sensation. New York City's Gimbel department store ordered 50,000 of them. By the end of the first week, the pens were available. 30,000 had been sold. Ballpoint pen are used with oil-based inks. The ballpoint pen ink is rolled into a hard sphere of 0.5 to 1.2 mm. It can be made for tungsten carbide, steel, or brass. The ink is designed to dry immediately as soon as it comes in contact with the paper. Ballpoint ink can also combine multiple colors in a single barrel, and the writer or artist can depress whichever color they want to use. For table of all component, picture and type of material for the pen. For cap, made of plastic. Socket, made of metal, and ball made of metal. Ink is liquid, and we have multicolors. Reservoir made of plastic, and barrel made of plastic.
Now conclusion. Presentation are communication tool that can be used as demonstration, lecture, speech, report, and more. Most of the time, they present before an audience. Their presentation are communication tool that can be used as speeches, report, and more. Presentation are communication tool that can be used as demonstration, lecture, speech, report, and more. Most of the time, they present before an audience. Thank you.